Good afternoon. Welcome again to the series of Practical Floristry by me, Eunice Teoh, Amtrol Floral Designing. Today we're going to do a hand bouquet, a hand-tied bouquet with these roses and the anthoriums, the yellow peacock or the solidago we call it, and the yellow casablanca. Okay, for this casablanca, before we start doing this, I'd like to explain a little bit. If you want to see it bloom, you would have to take the flowers in from the supplier maybe 3 to 4 days ahead before the day that you actually want to use it. Okay, to let it bloom because they take time to mature. The buds are very slow in maturing themselves. So you have realized that I actually strip away most of the leaves so that the water can go straight up to the end of even the petals of casablanca. So right, that's the one tip to take care of lilies, because once the lilies is dehydrated, it's very hard to revive them again. Alright, so with this as the focal, right, I would add up these little flowers called solidago or yellow peacock, just to fill up the space as we go along. And then the green mum spray or the pom-poms, we call it in Malaysia. So as we add on to fill up the gap and all the empty spaces with this chrysanthemum spray, you see that we are actually getting more and more material into the center, as the center is always the focal area. Alright, look at it quite far a bit so that you can see it from this angle, and you can also focus into the main flowers instead of putting the smaller flowers in the center instead of big flowers. Okay, so this is the center. We start building from the center out. So now we start to put in all the rest of the material like roses. Alright, I would like to work in 2 by 2, and you realize that I actually strip away most of the leaves from the bottom, because as we add on and when we tie, we do not want the flowers and the leaves to be all entangled in our binding point. Alright, look at this that we are tying. This place that I'm holding is called the binding point, and you realize that the stems is going spiral. It only goes one direction. Alright, I'm going anti-clockwise. You may also go the clockwise. Alright, and a bit more to go at the back here. Right, facing yourself and looking at it from all angles here, and the leaves go. And this kind of hand-tied bouquet come in very handful, even if you are doing a glass vase arrangement, or if you are making a bunch of flowers for somebody's birthday, or to cheer up somebody, or give away for any invitation. Alright, so if you can see here that we are done with all the flowers that I have, and now I want to bind them together. And I chose to use cellophane tape because they are very strong and they do not expand as like rubber bands. So if we use rubber bands, we may have a problem, because the bouquet then after will be expanding by and loosen up by the rubber band, which it will stretch itself under pressure. So you see that I double tape this. The method of spiral stem actually helps to open up the whole bouquet, as not the flower will not squeeze one another together as we tie. So now, after we have tied them together, let's cut this. Trim them as slim as you can from the side. After determine the length is about half of this. Half of the flower length from the binding point to the end is about half. Leave about half, and then cut it sharp like a V shape from the side in slant method, so that you have a bigger opening for the flowers to take up water from the cotton. This goes the same way when we do arrangement, and then the cotton may come in now. As like, you know, I'm using a dry cotton so that it's easier, right, for us to work with. If you use wet cotton, you might find that it's very hard to open them up as to wrap this. So use dry cotton instead of wet and put them into a plastic bag. Now that's to prevent the water from leaking out, yeah, and it also helps to hold it there. And then we pour the water in all the way, right? Wet the cotton thoroughly, and then tape the plastic bag again on the binding point, not higher, not lower, but on the binding point itself, right? So that the bunch is very secure, right? I just expand it a bit because due to the pressing down of the cotton just now. And from here, all right, we want to do a bit of finishing with this hand bouquet, right? So I've choose a very subtle color for this design and green paper, and I'm going to open up the paper this way, all right, on top of one another. Okay, and I start from the bottom up and hold it here, fold it out again from the side and fold up, all right, and I pull them together now. So if you can see from here, right, we will be something like that, all right. Within a minute, the whole thing is done up very quickly again on the binding point, right, tape here, and then the outer covering of this netting wrapped, all right, just take it in like that, and then one more round to the bottom and roll it. We do not want the cuttings to be exposed because then they fray at the edge. All right, so roll it this way, and then let's tape this up again with the cellophane tape. And always remember that when we do a hand tie, do not cover the flowers all together too much with the paper until the flower look like they are sunk into, all right, a pool. But let's open it up this way so that they look very presentable and showy, all right. And so of course with this netting, they cannot sustain themselves by standing, so we want to use a bit of stapler, but using it wisely. Do not expose the stapler in the way that you show so much of the stapler. We will take it in between this way that you don't even see, and then you just take another one here inside, right, to hold it up, help to clip the green paper with the netting together. So you can check by moving your bouquet up and down. If the paper doesn't fall, that means they are really secure. All right, so to this stage it is quite clear, and of course we will not end this wrapping without a bow. So again, I'm going to show you, right, how to make a bow very quickly. Twist and then twist again. And for this time, because the hand bouquet is quite a big one, so we want to probably make to 9. All right, 9 loops of French bow. We do not need wire here because we only need ribbons to tie it to the back. All right, so have a long one, open up like that, and then go through it from the front to the back, fold it and pull and double knot. All right, for this to happen, you need a lot of practice. It looks easy because you are looking at someone who has been doing this for the past 25 years. Try on, practice will make perfect. All right, and there we go. Open up the bow, and then we will tie it in here. Okay, very quickly. The tying is also another technique to learn because we do not want the bow to run here and there. So 1, 2, the back, go through without a knot, and then come up to the top. 1 knot and a double knot at the end, bottom of the ribbon, the front part, not the back. So there is no knot at the back from the beginning to the end. So to end the ribbon, and trim them nicely, alright, in this method. Cut them with the sharp edge. Alright, and you see within 5-10 minutes, one hand bouquet is set. And if you are a receiver of this hand bouquet, what do you do with it? Right? When you receive such a hand bouquet, you open it up all the way until the cotton is all stripped away, and cut them again. Put them in a clean and a nice container with clean water, and bathe it a bit and spray it with water, and in that way you may be able to keep your flowers for 1 or 2 days more under this climate. Thank you very much.